the general of an army, then he would have his bodyguard, cavalry or infantry unit, and he'll be leading his own bodyguard unit in the garrison. So obviously that's a fairly decent upgrade to the garrison as well, makes them because they can be very effective units.
Yeah, and he brings all the skills as well, so appointing a general as a governor, or a well-established general as a governor in a border province can be a very effective way to deal with any incoming enemies.
So what are the buildings like? The same as Rome 2 or Shogun?
We have a completely new set of buildings, more apt for the time period.
And can you swap religions, like become Christian after pagan or vice versa?
Yes, you can be Julian the Apostate. You can basically turn back time and become a believer of old gods again. You can try to basically turn back the wheel of time, but you can try and basically convert everyone in the world.
And I saw a question there about city walls, but city walls, yeah.
We have city walls. A big interesting change, the minor settlements can be fortified. So if you build up your minor settlement to a higher level, your towns, then after a while you can build a wall around it, and then it will be easier to defend.
Can you tell us about province wealth? Or what can you tell us about province wealth? I suppose it's a better question.
It's quite broad question. What exactly?
Yeah, yeah. Come back with another question related to that in more detail.
Yeah.
How far will you go for Sassanids?
Yeah, they are in the game, and they are pretty cool. I really love them. So yes.
Yeah, I mean,
you can go quite far.
Yeah, and they have some interesting traits as well, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're well educated. They've got good medicine, so they're better at resisting disease. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know.
And they're in a different position on the map, so they're less likely to be susceptible to the Huns and the hordes because they've got the Eastern Roman Empire in the way.
And I guess to some extent the encroaching cold as well.
Yeah.
Because they're the sort of southeast, aren't they, on the map? Do politics change depending on culture?
There are some differences, but
the offices.
The offices are different, and some of the particularities, how fast can you gain different things, or what is the starting situation, that's different, but essentially it's the same system.
Okay. Are civil wars still alive in Attila?
We have civil wars, but in a completely different way, but we'll reveal more about that later.
Yeah.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, we really should. So, I see something about are the axe animations fixed? Yes. Next question. Yeah, we've definitely got axe animations. We've got loads of rampaging barbarians with axes.
Yeah,
so
there's an interesting question about
the
faction. Will the factions evolve in terms of units and abilities and bonuses over time? Yes, they definitely will. And the most important and most interesting thing is we are not just strictly staying in the time frame of Attila the Hun, but if you are specializing yourself in Bombay or another, you can go more into the Dark Ages technologies or unit types and just things, so you can get quite interesting units, late units.
So how are cities evolving? As Western Roman Empire in Londinium, is it different than the one in Rome?
We have separate set for the Western Romans, for the barbarians, and for the Eastern Romans. And obviously, as you build up high-level buildings or settlement grows, it will be different. But architecture, it's similar within the Western Roman set.
And so, how different are the Byzantines and the Western Romans in style of play? In speaking about units, battlefield units.
They share a lot of common units, but the differences are quite important. Not just on the unit side, but the traits, the beginning situation, the technology tree for them completely different. So we can go into these details later.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I can't read from there.
It's too fast.
Yeah, it's really sorry. We're flying by so fast. Will Australia ever have a playable nation with a belligerent Mel Gibson as the leader? Can we confirm that yet? I can neither confirm nor deny whether that will be the case. Assassins are confirmed as playable. Yes. Does Justinian make an appearance?
Not in person, but you can take your part of the empire towards that direction.
Yeah. And campaign map size?
Campaign map size is bigger than Rome 2.
It extends much more to the east and to the steppes.
Yeah.
So a huge amount more territory.
Yeah. Will we see a return of chariot ballistas? They were fun.
Not really.
I think that's a no, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Diplomacy.
So yeah, changes to diplomacy. I guess there's probably quite a lot to talk about there.
Yeah. Again, we will have later some review about the whole diplomacy thing, but we made a lot of changes around personalities and what can you see about the personalities. Again, enemy faction leaders or other faction leaders around you can change over time, and they bring different traits and different personalities. So sometimes killing a well-known enemy faction leader who hates Romans can help you a lot, because the heir can be like someone who loves them. Additionally, as we were talking about already, the diplomatic marriages is back. For example, yeah.
There's the strategic map overlay is more fully featured and available in the diplomacy screen, so it's easier to initiate diplomacy via the strategic map. So instead of looking through a list of factions, you can just go and find them, click on them, and then all of the faction icons that you can see, you can click on them and see what their opinions are, and it's just improve the UI.
Right.
Yeah, there's a question about can you get Attila on your side. Attila is part of, and the Huns are part of the diplomatic system, so you can engage diplomatically with them, but it's more like you can get on their sides, then you can get you on your side. But yeah, you can do any kind of diplomacy with them, and
throw money at them.
Yeah,
money.
They love money.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well, that's how the Eastern Romans dealt with him, essentially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, just kept him off their back, basically.
Yeah, they used them as mercenaries for a while and paid them monies.
They used them as mercenaries.
There are Hunnic mercenary units in the game.
Oh yeah, cool. Hannibal versus Attila, who would win? Wow, that's a toughie, really. That is a toughie. So there've been a lot of questions about multiplayer, so I'll just throw this one in. It's basically it's essentially be the same setup as we did with Rome 2, right? So we've got two-player campaign,
yes,
and then all the usual head-to-head multiplayer options that you'd expect.
Yeah, and everything that's new in Attila is fully supported. So. For example, all the fire, or the settlement escalation, or the destruction that's in multiplayer as well.
Yeah. Can we make barbarian tribes federati as Rome?
You can subjugate them, and then you can access their troops. So
you access their roster and recruit them. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I guess that the answer to that is kind of yes. Will the map expand to Scandinavia?
Yes, some parts of Scandinavia is included, yes.
Is it possible to select your own capital?
No.
Can you offer marriages to other factions?
Yes.
I think we covered that just now, didn't we? Yeah. Greek fire? I keep seeing that come up.
Yeah. It's in.
Yeah.
It's in.
So, yeah. There's lots of burning in this game. You may have noticed that from the previous footage and previous battles that we've shown. So, is there any way to get Attila on his side? We kind of covered that as well.
Yeah.
Would it possibly be possible to ally with Attila? That's going a bit further, isn't it?
again is there's chance, so it's not completely unfeasible thing, but it's very hard to do, and you might not win that much if you're allied with Attila.
Right. Okay.
On a long term.
Any chance there'll be 4 or 6 player multiplayer campaign? No, we've still got 2-player multiplayer campaign.
Yeah.
Will units be recruited through the capital or through generals?
Through generals.
Yeah. So like it was in Rome 2.
Yeah.
You recruit. Yeah, your general recruits from the recruitment pool in the the recruitment options in the region, or the mercenaries in the region as well. Will there be individual playable factions in Sweden and Balticum? We'll come to that later.
Yeah.
So we're gonna with the factions, we're gonna reveal them over time, kind of like we did with Rome 2. So.
Yeah, trees are burning as well.
Yes, trees are burning. Trees are definitely burning. Anything made of wood, basically. That includes boats, right?
Yeah, it includes boats.
Interesting. Can you build roads?
There are roads and
There are roads between settlements.
yeah.
Yeah. There are buildable walls. Can you build? Are there buildable roads and walls? Yes. So you can build walls. We covered that earlier. Yeah. So you can fortify a settlement and build walls around it and make it much easier to defend effectively. Yeah. Talk more about the fire system. We know more about siege, but during land battle. So you burn out trees and stuff like that, I guess.
Yeah, it's the fires in land battles as well. Obviously, when it's winter or when it's raining, it's less effective. You can still make fires, and that can be very good against like hiding units and just scare them out, or just basically remove that obstacle that hinders your vision. So it can be very important there as well.
Is Attila going to be like an invasion, like Total War 2 Mongols, or like the Pope, where he's a faction with closer interaction to other factions?
What?
Is Attila going to have closer interaction with certain other factions than others?
Yes. Attila, when the game starts, Attila, or more like the Huns, already have some subjugated nations, and for them essentially the biggest goal in the game is to subjugate and kill everyone, and essentially get money, move around, and be the king of the world.
Are there any changes to the fortification system for land armies, bigger types of forts perhaps?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have completely new
Much
forts.
bigger.
Okay.
And much bigger, and fire is there as well.
So you can burn